I'm going to test a new bottled water that I just came across. This is called Lassens, or I might not be pronouncing it correctly, but Lassens, and it says it's a 9.5 pH water. And we'll see. I'll test it. I'm testing it against Essentia, which I've tested before many times, and it is a 9.5 pH water. And I just want you to know, I really don't advocate bottled water at all. But I do these tests just as a consumer service. But I really just don't. If you have to buy bottled water, so far Essentia has been my favorite. But I really don't advocate them because they can leach chemicals right from the plastic into the water. And, you know, water, a lot of people have heard this expression, it's really true. Water is the universal solvent. And this is one thing to think about with water. It dissolves things. Things dissolve into it. As you pass water through pipes or as it passes through the ground, it will absorb various minerals or various things from whatever it passes through. So it's sitting in a plastic bottle for a month or so, and well, yeah, it's going to absorb chemicals right from the plastic. Now, it has been tested by the Environmental Working Group, has found a chemical that's very similar or maybe exactly formaldehyde in a lot of these bottled waters. So it is definitely a concern. All right, well, I'm just going to be showing you both pH and oxidation reduction potentials of these waters. One other thing about these waters is they are not you're not getting a lab result report with your bottled water, and the bottled water company doesn't show a lab report result. But you know, you do get lab results from your city water. You can look at it online. All right, so the Lassens is a 9.6 pH. So, between 9. Well, this is 9.1 to 9.6, depending on how you're stirring it. And the Essentia looks like about 9.6, 9.7 pH. So Essentia is a higher pH. Let's just take a look at the oxidation levels. And this is an ORP meter, and its ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential. It is definitely desirable to reduce oxidation in your body. Oxidation, you can compare it to when you cut an apple open and it gets brown on the surface that's exposed to the air. That's oxidation. And that's another example of oxidation is rust. Now, this is high oxidation levels for the Lassens water. That's not good. You want antioxidants as well as alkalizing water. So that's, I mean, this bottle costs like $2. That's amazing that somebody would pay that for that water. And the Essentia is like about a positive number as well, which means it's oxidizing, but it's not quite as high as the Lassens. So it's like a 293. All right, well, I really should have got this other filter working while I was talking, so sorry. But I'm going to just use tap water and filter some of this tap water through the Well Blue pitcher here. And why do I suggest tap water to people? You know, tap water actually has a pretty bad reputation, probably from the 90s or 80s or 70s or whatever. But really, honestly, the municipalities are doing a better job every year of filtering the chemicals out of your water. Filters are getting better. The municipalities are getting more pressure on them from the EPA or EWG, that's Environmental Protection Agency, or Environmental Working Group. Those are two different organizations. Basically, but your water is somewhat filtered. Now, one thing, you do need to do some additional filtration of your municipal water because they add like various chemicals to disinfect and whatnot. But I'm just going to show you St. Louis municipal water here. And I'll show you both the pH and the ORP. The oxidation reduction potential, ORP, is about a 301, so it is oxidizing. And the pH is like about a 9.9. So it is actually alkaline. In St. Louis, you've got water that goes through the, caverns or whatever, the various layers of calcium rock that will make it somewhat alkaline before it gets to you. But it will be oxidizing as well. All right, so it's good water, in other words. I think there's enough of this water filtered now from the WellBlue pitcher to get a sample. I'm just going to take my sample and show you. Okay. So going from the tap water, so I'm just going to kind of show you flipping this the meters. There's your tap water. Now flipping the probes into the WellBlue pitcher water. You can see instantly it's raised the pH, so it's going to be more alkalizing, very beneficial for your cells. Your cells like alkalinity, so that the acidic wastes, and look, over a negative 400 ORP. Actually, it's climbing even over negative 500. What that means is that it's providing lots of antioxidants. So the water is more, it's healthy for you in two separate ways. It's providing you with antioxidants so that your body doesn't degrade the cell walls and various things that are damaging to your body from oxidation, or free radicals is another way to say that. And then the alkalizing is helping your body get rid of the acidic wastes that are just part of each cell's functions. So that's two separate ways that this water will be beneficial. And actually a third way is it's got a nice carbon filter right here, and it's partly a carbon filter and partly has magnesium and magnetized ceramics. So the combination filters water and also lightly ionizes it. Now, I just want to show you one last thing. I realize this is a long video. You can just kind of take it apart and just bring this part, as a little travel kit. And this is what I suggest to people. This is the best pitcher that I have tested, and I've tested a whole lot of them. But it's kind of bulky. If you're going to go traveling and you want to just take the tap water, which would be in the water fountains in the airport, you can see from my latest video when I traveled in the airport, I did a video of me filtering the water right there from the water fountain. And all I take with me is these two pieces. And then I just assemble it just by screwing it in. And then I just balance this, which is can balance right on one of my stainless bottles. And it just sits there and filters right down into the bottle directly. All right, so I think I've pretty much covered everything. Look at the website that's below this video, though. You're going to see links to my bottled water page, which has, I think at this point we're over 50 different bottled waters that I've tested. And then it also links to the page that tells you about this WellBlue pitcher. Okay? Thank you very much for listening.